Lesson 22, Analyzing and Comparing Statistical Graphs. Data can be expressed in different ways. A bar graph uses vertical and horizontal bars to represent data. It says and, but really it should say or. A bar graph can either show vertical bars, which are like these bars that we have right here going up and down, which is vertical, or it could be horizontal. They could have shown the exact same thing and had the bars coming out from the y-axis. The question says, how many people were surveyed? Well, we can see very easily that 22 people like dramas, 36 people like comedies, 75 people like thrillers, and 18 people like cartoons. So all we have to do is add those things up. So we will add 22 plus 36 plus 75 plus 18, which kind, and then I guess we should probably find the actual total, right? How many people were surveyed. So in your calculator or in your head, you can do 22 plus 36 plus 75 plus 18, which will give us 151 people. And it says which kind of movie was most popular. We can look at our bar graph and see that very, very quickly. The most popular movie is going to be the movie that has the highest or the tallest bar, which is this movie right here. That is Thrillers. A double bar graph shows groups of two bars side by side in order to compare two related sets of data. So, for example, it says Sal and Harry are both own sandwich shops. The double bar graph shows the total number of shops owned by the end of, or at the end of each year. What conclusions can be made? So we're just looking at this bar graph and we're trying to make some conclusions based on what we see. So this is a double bar graph because we have double bars at each time, and the blue bars are all Harry and the purple bars are all Sal. And you can see along the vertical or the y-axis that this is the number of shops, and across the x-axis or the horizontal axis are the years. So in 2001 we can see that Sal had 2 shops, Harry had 10 shops. Okay, so looking at the graph, what kind of things do you see? I want you to pause the video and write down some things that you see. So some things that I see when I look at this graph is, first of all, I see that Harry very quickly has more shops than Sal in every year except for 2004, where they are the same. I also see that Harry's shops number increase every year at a steady pace. I can also see that Sal peaks in 2004 and then drops back down. So those are just some different things that I see. I hope that you saw some of those things, maybe some other things as well. Example 2 says to find the age of members at the hiking club that occurs most often. Remember, most means mode. We're looking for the mode. So when we're looking at this stem and leaf plot, the stem, remember, is in the tens column and the leaves are in the ones column. And so, for example, this one with this 0 means 10. So it means 10, 10, and then 17. Okay. So the numbers on this side that occur most, we have 3 ones in a row right here, and that number means 41. So 41 would be the age that occurs most. Line graphs show changes over time. For example 1, a line graph would look like this. This is just, I created this looking at example 1. We see some of the things that we talked about. Harry's shops increase at a steady pace every year. They have the same number of shops in 2004, and we see that Sal had the most shops at any point in 2004 for himself, and that he dropped back down as well. On example 4, it says make a bar graph to compare the deposits and withdrawals, I want you to make your own bar graph using the table below. I am not going to go over this with you. I'm not going to create one. I want you to create your own. I will be checking to see if you've done this whenever it comes time to grade your notes. Last example. This is a very simple concept if you know the rule. Okay. It says the circle graph shows Art Online's total yearly sales by quarter. The total number, or the total amount of sales for the year was $20 million. Okay, total for the year. That means the whole was $20 million, the whole thing. So let's find the sales for each quarter. So we'll start with the first quarter. How many sales were there in the first quarter? So what we're going to do, we're talking about the first quarter. And in the first quarter, I know that there were 12%, okay, of the sales were at that time. So instead of saying 12%, I'm going to change that to a decimal. I know I can move the decimal 2% to the left, or 2 places to the left, excuse me. So I have 0.12 times that 20 million. And so in your calculator you can take 0.12 times 20 million, and that's going to get us 2.4 million. So in the first quarter of their sales, they sold 2.4 million. So second quarter, we're going to do the exact same thing. And in the second quarter they sold 32%, so I'm going to take that decimal place, I'm going to move it 2 times. So I know I'm going to take 0.3, not 3.32, excuse me, times that 20 million, because it's 32% of the whole. Of means to multiply. So take 0.32 times 20, that's going to be 6.4 million. And we can repeat this process for the third and fourth quarters. I want you to do that on your own paper and have that in your notes. Make sure that you've taken good notes. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.